Sevgili öğrencilerimiz, İzmir Özel Türk Koleji Psikolojik Danışmanlık ve Rehberlik Bölümü kariyer çalışmaları kapsamında yaptığımız sohbetlerde bugün Bornova Kampüs Müdürümüzün de desteğiyle çok değerli bir konuğumuz bizimle. Amerika'dan şu an iletişime geçecek bizimle. Ohio State Üniversitesi'nden Endüstriyel Tasarım bölümünü anlatacak olan Doktor Hazal Gümüş Çiftçi. Öncelikle teşekkür ediyoruz katılımları için. Bir yarım saat kadar paylaşımı olacak. Sonrasında sizlerin sorularıyla sunumu bu şekilde paylaşımı bitirebiliriz. Şimdi sözü Hazal Hocam'a veriyorum. Buyurun.
Herkese merhaba. Ben sunumumu İngilizce yapacağım. Umarım herkes için iyi olur. Eğer sorularınız olursa lütfen ya da herhangi açıklanmayan yerler olduğunu hissederseniz mutlaka benimle iletişime geçin bu süreçte. So I'm a lecturer at Ohio State University in the Industrial Design program, and I'd like to talk about what industrial design is at the beginning a little bit, and then I will be sharing a couple of projects that my students are doing at the Industrial Design program. Since this is their finals week, they are not able to attend. They wanted to attend quite a lot, but they recorded a couple of videos, and I'll be sharing those videos. So I think at this point, I wanted to ask, is anyone interested in industrial design? But I don't know if I can see your replies.
Evet, soru sorup cevap almak biraz zor olabilir. Ters İngilizce olduğu için. Belki chatten yazabilirler. Öyle olursa iletmiş olalım.
Okay. That'll be awesome. If you can just write down on the chat, I'll be happy to see, because I want to also talk about industrial design, and I want to know what you know about industrial design. But in short, industrial design is concerned with products, devices, objects, and services. And industrial designers typically focus on the appearance, functionality, usability, and also manufacturability of physical products. So everything that you use on a daily basis in your school, in your house, in public places, they are all designed by an industrial designer. So there's a short video I would like to share before moving into what we do with my students. And the video talks about industrial design's history and then how it plays out in our lives.
Thank you.
Industrial design affects pretty much every object on planet Earth, yet following a study of 1,000 taxi drivers, no one seems to know what it is. Have you heard of this guy? He's an industrial designer. But what about these folks? Let's go back a bit. When Homo sapiens emerged from the Neanderthal era, one of the things which differentiated us was our ability to make things. This started with stones and clubs, but quickly moved on to pots and clothing and jewelry. People made things for their own use, based on their own personal skills. This was the era of the craftsman, and things stayed that way until the emergence of trade and the division of labor. During the Renaissance, the world of art got perspective, Gutenberg printed stuff, music got good, and folks started to make things for other people in the workshops of Florence, Venice, Nuremberg, and Bruges. This proceeded until the late 18th century, when steam power brought about the Industrial Revolution. Production led to mass production, workshops grew into factories, and new models of manufacturing and consumption emerged. Industrial design began around the start of the 20th century with the emergence of the Deutsche Werkbund, which developed into the Bauhaus under Walter Gropius. Between the 1930s and 50s, the American designer Raymond Loewy popularized industrial design through his work with the Pennsylvania Railroad, Greyhound, Studebaker, and countless domestic product manufacturers, bringing elegant design to the masses. In the 1960s and 70s, Dieter Rams did the same for Braun, and Ettore Sottsass for Olivetti. Fast forward to the 1980s, and industrial design finally landed with the emergence of agencies like Frog and IDEO. Today, you can find industrial designers all over the world. But what do?
I don't know.
At the core of industrial design lies the creation of plans for manufacture at scale. This involves an understanding of user behavior, ergonomics, shape, color, materials, finishes, manufacturing, and function. Outside of this core sits a keen understanding of how an object sits within a brand, how its benefits may be communicated, its role in society, or its impact on other things. Industrial designers draw a lot. We take these drawings into 3D software. We work with electrical engineers, mechanical engineers, manufacturing engineers. We prototype a lot. We make things on machines. We make models. We make 3D prints. We're obsessed by small details because, unlike software, you can't send an update to a product. It has to be right first time. These skills mean industrial designers are increasingly useful in a wider spectrum of work. Industrial designers have the ability to make the future seem real through models, animations, movies, and storytelling. They know how to make things desirable, to make people want things and feel good using them. They know how to make things have a minimal impact on the planet. They can use design as a critical tool to make speculations or statements. They know how to observe people and how they use and understand technology. They can take an electrical prototype, a patent, or a mechanical assembly and turn it into a desirable, effective, and feasible object. If you want to make a thing at scale, you will need an industrial designer. Come and say hello.
So I think this video makes a very good and short explanation of what industrial designers do. And as they also talk a little bit about how we have the opportunity as industrial designers to have some decisions make on making little impact and how we can just turn the world into a sustainable place to be living. So I also would like to talk about the industrial design program here at The Ohio State University. So we have a 4-year degree program that would start with the first year being foundations. So during the foundations year, all of the students who got admitted into the program, they will get the same courses, which are mostly fundamentals, about fundamentals of design and basic techniques of drawing and some general electives. So at that year, we start by building shapes. We learn about design principles. We learn about design vocabulary. And I also teach at the foundations program. And then we start building projects. Especially in the second term, what we do is like we start building stuff, as I would like to call them, from planar materials. So we also gain skills in making, some craft skills. Crafting is really important, but also it is a skill that you can just develop over time. So knowing this, at the end of the year, students are always preparing a portfolio and they would apply to one of the 3 programs because we do have interior design, visual communications design, and industrial design here at the design department. So they go through this selection and then they would be interviewed at the end of the year. They would know, and which is next week. By next week, our first year students would know into which program they would be admitted. So in the second year, I teach the first industrial design studio. So a studio class is a class in which industrial design students are building their projects. So I have a recording from 2 of my students that they will talk to you about a toy design project we have done last term.
In a project that we had last semester, we had to design a toy. So the toy that I decided to design was a fidget toy for ages 5+, and I decided to name it FidgetBot. We had to go through a bunch of iterations and sketches, which you can see in the top. I tried to include fidget toys on all of the sides of the cube. Below the sketches, I have the user scenario. Somebody's a little antsy, and then they can just pull it out of their backpack, or it could just be another stuffed toy that's on their bed, and they can just pull it out and play with it. So each of the sides have a different toy. The top side has a button. The left side has a roller. The right side has another roller. And then the back has a fuzzy side. And then the bottom has a sequin side. Now, so this is my toy that you got. And you can see here, I've got his face, and then the side I have the roller toys. And these are all things that I learned how to 3D print in this class. On the top part is a little compartment that you can pull out, and you can kind of bounce it and just mess around with it. It's also a little lid which holds the button on the inside that you can mess around with. And then the back has the fuzzy side, and then the bottom has the sequin side. So what I really wanted to do was just kind of combine stuffed animals and fidget toys, because to me, I find that having something soft to hold as well as something to satisfy fidgeting needs was a really helpful thing. I didn't really see any market for that, so I wanted to try to create that. So that's the toy that I designed for Insol's class.
All right, hi guys, my name is Sarah. I am a second-year industrial design student here at The Ohio State University. And today I'm going to be sharing with you a project that I completed last semester in which I designed a cat toy. So let me share my screen and we can get into it. Okay, so I have it in preview mode here so that I'm able to move around and zoom in on little bits. That's what I'm planning on doing today. Okay, so my teaser toy is called the Forever and Ever teaser cat toy. For any of you that have cats at home, you know that they like to play around with the little, you have a stick and then there's a little tail at the end of it. You can wave the little wand around and the cats will just love to play with it. So I figured for my project, in which we were told we had to make some sort of toy with sustainability in mind, I was like, okay, let's make a fun little teaser cat toy, and I'll put a little bit of my own twist on it. So here's on the left side of the page right now. This is a little rendering that I have of the final toy. It is a 3D printed plastic handle wrapped in twine. And then at the end of it, for the tail itself that the cat would play with, it is braided t-shirt fabric and plastic bags. And then to the right, where like this fabric pouch that I have, that's also made from t-shirt fabric and twine and plastic bags. And I'll get into their purposes in a little bit. So when I went to start this project, I first had to do a lot of research, right? Like, so what does a cat owner want in terms of a toy for their cat? And the cat itself, what does the cat want? And what else does the cat want in a toy? So just to zoom in a bit on my research, what I found, and I interviewed several people and did a lot of secondary research online. And additionally, I have 4 cats at home, so I was able to do some research there. The best types of cat toys are toys where both the cat and the human can interact together. So it's something that will create a bond between the cats and their humans, and that's healthy for everyone in the relationship. Additionally, I found that soft toys are liked more than hard toys, because hard toys can become dangerous at times, especially if they were to break or if they were to hit something too hard. So the goal would be to create some sort of soft toy. And finally, or not finally, but the best toys activate the cat's predator instinct. So like hypothetically, this tail here that I have in the final render, it looks like the tail of something that could be prey. And so in doing so, by waving it around, you activate their predator instinct and they go and chase after their prey. And that's something that's healthy for the cats in terms of just keeping up a bit on their wild side. Additionally, safety is important. That was one big thing that owners made sure that I knew. They don't want to have to worry about the toys that they give to their cats. So no cat toy should ever have anything loose or sharp that the cat could ingest or cut something in their mouth or cut elsewhere on their body. So safety is a big feature. Additionally, in terms of toys in general and in terms of requirements for the project, I wanted it to be eco-friendly and sustainable. It should be something that lasts a long time. And then when it comes time for it to be thrown away, it's something that can decompose or at least have some sort of second life and be able to be reused. So to summarize all of my research, I have the 5 S's. So a cat toy should be social for both the human and the cat. It should be soft so that it's safe, which is another one. It should be similar to prey, so something that they can chase, and it should be sustainable so that you're doing good for the environment while also making sure that your cat's having a fun time. Okay, so to go in a little bit to how this cat toy works, and I'm skipping down to this third section here at the bottom. So the way that this toy works, cats can play solo, or a human can wave the teaser across the floor. So the plastic handle itself that normally would be dangerous, it's wrapped in twine. So technically the cats can play with the stick as well. So it can be something that can just be left on the floor for them to bat around, or a human can grab it and wave it around for the cats to do. The t-shirt fabric and plastic bag material that makes up the tail. So talking about that part, the cat, when it's being waved around, the cat can claw or bite at the ends of it, and eventually that's going to rip and tear and degrade, and it's not going to be quite as poofy as they used to be. And so as those ends wear down at the end, the human will be able to take scissors and snip off the worn down bits of the end and repurpose those like old worn down scraps into that little fabric pouch in the upper corner. So it's something that's, there's just an elastic band around it, and you can just stuff it more with all the scraps that the cat had worn down from the thing. And then additionally, you can even stuff that with catnip if you want, because cats love catnip. And so then now the wand itself is a little shorter, so the human can untie the knot, closing the braid shut, unravel the braid a little bit, and then tie it closed again, and you have a stick, you have a tail again. So then once, and then eventually, like you just, that's a process that you repeat until it's used up all the way. So once the braid is gone and the pouch is filled, humans can create new ones with their own materials. So eventually the braid's going to be completely used up after the human, keeps snipping and then unraveling and then cutting and then unraveling. Eventually the braid's going to be gone. But the good thing about this product is that the handle, you can replace the braids. There's just a hole at the top, and so you can stick a new braid in there and add a little hot glue and you're good to go. So humans can recreate different types of braids with t-shirt fabric or plastic bags or any other materials that they can find. Regardless, the demise of the original teaser results in a new toy. So this is a product that can be used over and over and over again, which contributes to the idea of sustainability. Okay, so just to jump down to a couple of the fun little things that I have at the bottom of this poster. I have this user scenario here. I can talk you through that. It's starting at box number 1 on the left. Snuffles the cat has been bored at home all day, but her mom's finally coming home from work and it's time to play. Her mom brings out her favorite toy. She waves the teaser back and forth across the ground. Snuffles chases the trailing ends. On to box number 3. Over time, Snuffles' claws tears the material, and before things get dangerous, her mom cuts off the torn edges, unraveling the braid to lengthen the trailing material. On box number 4, Snuffles' mom stuffs the scrap material into a pouch with catnip inside. When it's full, Snuffles will have a new toy to bat around. When all the material is gone, the human has 2 options. She can discard the handle, or she can braid new material and attach it to the handle for extended play, creating yet another catnip pouch in the process. Until then, the cycle repeats. Her mom cuts torn material and stuffs the pouch, then unravels the braid to lengthen the material so that play can resume once again. So it's this big circle of life for this piece, with the intent that it'll last a really long time and that it'll just keep generating new toys for the cat as they go through all the different teasers at the end of the wand. So on the middle left side, I have my final prototype here. I 3D printed a handle and then wrapped twine around it using hot glue, stuck one braid inside of it, and that braid is made from old t-shirt fabric and plastic bags. And then additionally to the right of that is a picture of one of the little pouches I made from all the scraps from this project. And as you can see over to the right there in the field. I did test it out with my cats at home and they adored it, especially when you added catnip to it. So this was a brief little summary of this Forever and Ever teaser cat toy that I made. I hope you found it interesting, and if you have any questions, please don't hesitate to reach out. Thank you guys so much.
Thank you.
So this was just one of the projects, and our students are going through 3 years of industrial design program. They design things from sustainable housewares to wearable technology devices to public furniture. If you are interested in learning out more, you can always visit design.osu website. And we do also have our fourth year students senior design show on a exhibition website. So I'm going to share those links with you. And then there's the design.osu website. So you can always check out what's being done. We do have a upcoming exhibition that starts today, which is Design is Repair. So we have worked on repairing products as well by using design principles, and the things that our students designed or repaired are going to be exhibited on a gallery this week. So I think we are around time. I'll just put the links down here. This is the exhibition website, and then this is design department's website. So this is all from me, and if you do have questions, I'll be happy to answer. Thank you.
Thank you. Soru var mı diye hemen bakıyorum. Yes, there is a question. I am reading. My drawing is not very good. Can I still be successful in this department?
Excellent question, because I think that's something that I did not mention. But as long as you feel like you're a creative person, you will be learning those skills. So nobody, when they start industrial design, well, I shouldn't say nobody, because there might be some students who are skilled at drawing. But the way that we teach design is we give those skills to you, and you have plenty of opportunities to develop and improve your skills throughout your time here. So I don't think that none of my friends when I was studying design were like great drawers, but at the end of the fourth year, we all became like pretty good at drawing, and my students are also learning quite a lot during their studies.
Right. Thank you. The other question is, do industrial design graduates have enough employment opportunities? How is the sector abroad?
So I think I can only speak for the US. Our students, just even before they graduate, they all get employed. So I just learned that one of my students who was in my class a couple of times is graduating in a couple of weeks, and he is just starting his work also as soon as he graduates at the university here, because there are like some laboratories that are working around materials. So there is a very wide range of opportunities. You can go work in a design consultancy, which would be something like the IDEO that was mentioned in the short video I shared with you. So those people are working with several different companies. But then there are like companies such as Herman Miller or Knoll, and they would have their in-house design departments. And also, well, from my time back in Turkey, I also know that like companies, electronics companies such as Özel and Arçelik, they do have their big design teams. So industrial designers have quite a lot of opportunities. On the other hand, Nowadays, we are moving into the digital realm, so not everything has to be physical. And if you think all the digital apps and like interactions that you do have with your smart devices, they are also being designed, and industrial designers kind of move into that sector a little bit. They become user experience designers, UX designers. They do quite a bit of interesting and different things, I would say.
Thank you for your sharing, and thank you for being here.
It was my pleasure. And you can always reach out if there are any more questions. I can also type my email here maybe. So, and I'll be happy to help with the questions about industrial design, with questions about the design department here at The Ohio State University. Thank you for listening to my lecture, and I'll maybe see you later.
Maybe see you. Thank
Bye-bye.
you.